Hello again and welcome to another episode of the Franchise Everything podcast, where we talk about everything and everything franchising. And you might be able to hear, if you can hear any background noise, we're actually filming today at the National Franchise Convention down in Melbourne for the Franchise Council of Australia. So really exciting time, and I'm joined by Shane Seymour, who is the founder and franchisor of TV Magic, Assembly Magic. Is that right, Shane?
That's right.
That's right. Because I remember you added on this other brand there.
Yep.
Thank you for joining us, mate.
Yeah, good to see you again, Glenn.
We last saw each other in Vegas, wasn't it? At a convention over there, wasn't it?
At the Urban Clean National Franchise in Vegas. Yeah.
Yes, yeah, no, it was good a few months ago. So we're going to talk. So for those who don't know, what's TV Magic?
TV Magic is a nationwide franchise mobile service, man in a van business. So we make all your TV problems disappear. Yep. We're the guys that come out and hang your TVs on the wall and fix your antenna still, install your home theatre. There's a new product coming on the shelf in GB every 3 weeks. We're installing all that sort of stuff, all the Google, internet. We're riding the massive Starlink boom at the moment. So home entertainment installers.
Very busy. And you've added another one, haven't you? Another sort of service brand?
That's right. A lot out of our 160,000 plus customers now, they wanted help assembling their flat packs. So we have an answer to that now, flat pack Assembly Magic franchise.
Excellent. No more IKEA, no more Amart, no more worrying about that sort of stuff. Excellent, mate. So how long has it been running for, by the way, and how many locations you got?
We celebrated our 22nd year this year. Yeah. And we're clocking around 45 trucks around the country now. All the capital cities are covered. So, yeah, been going for a while.
Excellent. So 22 years, you know a hell of a lot about franchising, and I know we've spoken about it before, and you've got a lot of opinions about franchising, because things that happen in franchising broadly in the news and all that sort of stuff affect every franchisor, okay?
Yeah.
So we had a chat about this, and you really wanted to, you got a lot of opinions on the way franchising runs as far as the value proposition and what people are getting for their money when they're signing up, what they're getting for their royalties and everything. So where's your head at with that sort of stuff at the moment? Because you've seen a lot.
Yeah, well, I don't know if you know, Glenn, but there's roughly 1,400 franchise brands in Australia, including all the Subways, Domino's, Internationals and stuff. And it's talked about a lot amongst franchisors, the good force and the bad force of franchising. It's roughly 50-50. There's some brands that unfortunately give franchising a bad name. They are a marketing company in disguise or a training company in disguise. They make their money from failing franchisees and get to resell that territory over and over, particularly in the tradie mobile services market. And when someone is burnt by franchising, like it could be a son or an uncle of a neighbor, you know, the story, and someone wants to get into business for themselves and they hear someone say, don't do that. They're probably relating to someone who's been burnt by franchising. What we don't hear enough about is, out of those 1,400 franchise brands, there are great franchise brands, a lot of great systems that have franchisees that become millionaires, multi-millionaires. We don't hear about those stories as much.
No, we don't hear about enough. And well, that's what Franchise Everything podcast is often about. We've got the predominant number of our episodes are franchise owner journeys, talking about their journey in the franchise. And it can't be always glowing. You know, people have ups and downs in any business. But, you know, I totally agree with you. I mean, I'm not sure of numbers and all that sort of stuff there, but I always say when I'm doing stuff on social or commenting or anything like that, saying, if you join a good franchise, you'll generally do pretty well if you follow the system and do everything there, right? There's always exceptions, but caveat is a good franchise. Because you're right, there are ones out there that are not so good. And usually where they're falling down is they're not supporting you in how they promised they'd support you. Correct. And they're not giving the services that they promised they'd give you when they came in. That is generally where the problem is. Anyone can come up with a brand. It's not that hard. So what have you seen out there? So and you said particularly in the trades and mobile services, you see a bit of this sort of stuff?
Well, a big one that comes to mind would be, lack of support, but another one is oversaturation.
Yep, cannibalization of territories.
The franchisees feel like they're a seagull at the beach fighting over a packet of chips. There's not enough work going around. the term responsible franchising. You probably heard of that.
Yeah, of course.
It's not about selling. It's about granting a franchise. We, as franchisors, we should turn people away that aren't ready for a business, or if our market isn't ready to put on an extra franchise in a city or a town. Why are we doing it? With our franchise model, and I can speak for ours, but I know a lot of other good brands that do the same. I learned from them is we design the territories, we design the fees that favor the franchisee more so than us, so they have a real chance to grow their business because they're the people that make your brand.
Yeah, and they're supposed to. And I'm seeing a lot now, and it does worry me because if you see the way social media is working and the way franchise brands, and I'm encouraging, and you're seeing it out there, at franchise brands, if they wish to grow, then they need to have authentic, real stories of people and their experiences in the business, right?
Yeah.
And I think everyone needs to see that. None of these, gone are the days of boardroom testimonials, scripted testimonials, glossy brochures and all that stuff. That's BS. It's all gone, right?
Yeah.
It's not going to work. It might work for some, but not for long. And what I'm seeing is brands not paying enough attention to when people are exiting and having bad experiences from franchise. They're starting to comment. They're starting to post things. They're starting to think. So it's no longer a secret anymore. You can't keep a secret.
Yeah.
You can't keep this stuff quiet anymore. So I think you're spot on. We're seeing more and more of it.
Yeah.
Of people's experiences, but everyone's experience is going to be different, isn't it?
For sure. And a lot of different industries out there and brands, but like if you are considering buying a franchise, one of the best things you can do is ask to talk to the poster childs, and then ask to talk to a couple of problem childs as well, so that you can get some reference and find out why the lowest performers are what they are. If you speak to our lowest performers, you're still going to talk to happy franchisees. They're not earning the same money as the top guys, but they're by choice running the business as a lifestyle business, not because of they're actually struggling. Very, very different story. And a lot of franchise systems where they're closing up shop 12 months later, they shouldn't have been sold the franchise to begin with.
It's very interesting point, Matt, and that's an excellent point, is that when you refer to poster child, every franchise brand generally has a handful of people who are brand champions, who a franchisor can rely on every time to say, they've got them on videos mostly and all that sort of stuff there. So they're always doing that sort of stuff.
Yep.
And normally, those ones who aren't as successful are normally, you don't need to talk to that person, or they keep them relatively quiet there.
Try and,
so I think it's a great idea.
Insulate prospect from talking to those guys.
Yeah.
I invite prospects to talk to those guys.
Yeah.
So.
And you've, especially for mobile services, you've picked up on a point there that we've been talking about for quite a while, is that people need to be aware that some people have different expectations and goals in a business.
Yes.
So I know a lot
Correct.
of franchisors who get a bit crappy when a person on a territory is only earning 150K when they think that territory should be earning 350 with its potential.
Yeah.
But that's all that person wants to earn.
I know.
They don't want to work harder.
That's right. And let's use, maybe not McDonald's, but a Subway. You can have a different experience from a Subway store in Darwin to Melbourne, and that's dependent on how that particular store owner runs their store. And you have to accept that to a degree. And that franchising does. It's meant to give you the freedom to do it how you want within the guidelines of that system. So, I'll just stick to
what you know, your space.
What I know, mobile services, tradie environment. There are a lot of different personalities, and they would go about this running their business in a very different way. They really do want to just work 3-4 days a week. That's why they got into it, the freedom.
Yeah.
Others, they are younger, they mightn't have kids or a family or a wife yet, and they want to put in that 60 hours and earn a couple $100,000. They're really flogging it.
Yeah. So when someone doesn't want to do that, to give an example, so people can get something out of it. So if you've got a person who you know that the territory can be doing a lot more, but they want a lifestyle and they don't want to do any more, is there a mechanism that you can go to them and say, hey, let's split the territory and sell it, and you can get a bit from it and get someone else into it?
We do. That's we don't interfere too much.
Yep.
So we let that franchisee to the most part. But yes, there is an opportunity for that to happen.
Yeah. So what do you say to people then who come to you? You'd speak to inquirers who are interested in buying a franchise, who hit you with something negative, that franchises are whatever.
Yep.
How do you rebut that, or how do you try and explain to them your opinion and your view of things?
Well,
so someone around the barbecue.
I might do a few name drops.
Yep.
And here at the NFC, where we've got all these brands here, I haven't seen any of those names here, but usually it sometimes they're the hardest prospects to talk to. If they personally know someone burnt by franchising, it doesn't go much further.
Who's been burnt by franchising?
Yeah. So even putting that out there, that this is possible, and who can you trust? I would love to name drop good brands, but franchising is designed to be a win-win-win. Win for your customer, win for the franchisee above all else, probably, and also head office so that they can support the whole operation. You've kind of got me on that one.
I mean, so for example, let me rephrase it, because that's okay. Let me rephrase it. So someone comes to you and says, I'm interested in buying a business, and your business came up, I saw it online, but I'm really worried about all the crap I hear about franchises.
Okay, yeah.
So how do you respond to that?
It's a one-liner. Go talk to our franchisees.
Okay.
That's about all I have to say.
Yeah, and that is powerful.
Yeah.
That is powerful.
And then I've got a lot I could say, but do you know what? I'd rather have them say it for me.
Yeah.
And they don't. And I just ask the prospect to say, when you call them, they might be busy. They're very busy in their business. Just let them know that you're inquiring about such and such an area, and ask them a few questions. What was it like when you started? Are you profitable? And would you do it again? There's some of the big questions. And for us, they're all going to be, we've got an awesome culture. They'll be like, do it already. Yeah.
So what are the main reasons that people are inquiring? So what's your price point of a franchise?
So ours is relatively low. It's gone up to 110 now.
Yep.
So it's floating around that 100 grand mark.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when those people come into you and inquire about that business at that level, this mobile franchise business, what are the main questions that they have? You know, what are they going to say? I'm interested in a business and I'm looking at X.
Yeah.
What are the main thread of questions you mostly get that they're trying to understand?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, for our franchise specifically? Yeah. Sure, okay. So number one might be, can I do it? You know, do I need a degree to do it?
Yep.
Our industry, like cleaning solar panels or cleaning carpets or hanging curtains, it's unregulated. You do a 2-week comprehensive training course with us and you'll know just about everything you need to know to carry out the 25 services we provide. So low barrier to entry, no prior skills or experience required. Number two would be a little bit, is antenna installation a dying industry? And
I wonder about that. You don't see many antennas.
Subject.
Yeah.
We were told this shite back in 2005. Guess how many antennas we're still installing in 2025?
I'd have no idea.
It's on the rise.
Yeah.
Still by the hundreds.
So why is that? Is it for technical reasons?
I don't know. Free-to-air TV, people still watch it. When the internet goes out, people still love their State of Origin, their Big Brother, their... I don't watch TV, but people still want an antenna on the roof. It's like AM radio. I don't listen to it, but millions of people still listen to AM radio. Antenna installation is still a bread and butter, but technology for us, because technology is not going anywhere, even if antenna installation dies, we reassure that prospect that that's not what our business is all about.
Yeah.
TV installation is huge. There's more TVs on the planet than there are humans. Some people have no TVs, but some people get us to install 5 TVs.
I was about to say, some people have 5 TVs, I gather.
There's 14 TVs at your local police station, at every McDonald's store. TVs are freaking everywhere.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Okay, so as we wrap it up then, because this is quite a bit more, there's a bit of TV magic in this, but a bit of opinion on franchising, and I sense a bit of frustration from you on franchising, the way some brands in your eyes have brought franchising down and made it more difficult for you to grow your business.
Yeah.
What would be your message? Should we get your message to people looking to get into a franchise? about the best way to do it for themselves. So what the best way for them to get in the franchise when they're considering it, what would be their first steps?
To get into?
In assessing getting into a franchise, any franchise, what would you assess them do first? Key things to ask franchisors, what would be the best approach?
Okay. Well, get clear on what it means to you to leave your 9 to 5 and work for yourself. Be clear on what activities or duties that you might be doing in that particular franchise.
The thing you'll do, the stuff,
The thing you'll be doing. And you need to back yourself sometimes. Like I find a lot of prospects in our network or any, they have a very healthy balance of nervousness and excitement.
Yeah.
If they're too far one-sided, they're usually not great. You need to be a little bit nervous because it's something new, but you need to be excited. Things can go right.
And that's a hint to how much risk if they've got zero fear whatsoever. Yeah, you're right. That's not necessarily always a good thing. Yeah.
And if they've none at all, they're probably gonna procrastinate and never. They're still 5 years later thinking about what they wanted to do 7 years ago.
I've met a lot of prospects at franchise expos coming through looking at the smorgasbord of brands, and I might ask them, how long have you been looking for? And I've had some say 7 years, 8 years. I think, wow, you're really not going to.
And most of these people have the mindset and the skill. They've done it in a job, made a lot of money for their old boss.
Yeah.
Managed a team or build a business, but not for themselves. So they just need to back themselves.
Yeah.
And get into a good brand.
and I've been thinking a lot, exactly. And I've been thinking a lot lately that franchising really, when you think about it, is you've got your entry cost. And if you've got royalties at, 7, 8%, 9, 10% or whatever like that, for someone who's never been in business before is a bit nervous, would you give up 10% for all the knowledge and IP and training and support and everything in a good franchise and that entry fee? Because the entry fee that you pay will be pretty much if you went and did it on your own anyway. You're still going to do that, and you're going to make a hell of a lot of mistakes because you've got no guidance. So that royalty and everything is pretty small, I think, in return from a good franchise, what you end up with as far as risk into a business goes.
Definitely. I'd love to talk about that if we got 2 minutes. Or
would you like to?
Sure.
Go for it. What are your thoughts on that?
Because
I was throwing that statement out there.
Yeah. So another big thing is people think about, well, why buy a franchise when you could go out on your own? You got to pay fees.
This is the ultimate question, really.
Yeah. Technically or contractually, a franchise system, you receive the fees. You're paying fees one way or another, and they have to support you, but there's not a clear roadmap of what you get for those fees. So, I wrote a article recently, the 15 value adds that negate your franchise fees with TV magic.
So basically what you get for your money.
What do you get for your money? And I've just always been of the opinion that if our fees are fixed, are very low, half the job covers it. And I'm still thinking, well, why do you have to pay that whatsoever? We're not giving you value back. So there's 15 different ways we do that. An example might be a interstate franchisee has a breakthrough, and they share that best practice, and that will bring in an extra 20, 30 grand that gets spread throughout the entire network. And if you weren't in our franchise or you're out on your own, you're not going to get that benefit.
You wouldn't know it.
Bulk buying power, support. A lot of good franchise systems have, so you might think you're clever and you've got a lot of great ideas and you go out on your own, you probably can, but a lot of franchise systems have done it 50, 10, 20, 30 times more than you. So they've already tested your 1,000 good ideas and they've tweaked it, or they've ruled out that doesn't work. And so that's why they give you that leverage to run, more efficiently marketing campaigns or better ways of doing things. And you're paying a low fee to get all that leverage. Yeah. If that makes sense.
Yeah, it's a shortcut, isn't it?
A shortcut. Fast tracking success.
That's a perfect way to finish, mate. Yeah, perfect way to finish.
I think so.
Shane, thanks so much for joining us, mate.
It's been a pleasure.
Thank you, mate. That's it for another Franchise Everything podcast. Hope you really enjoyed that one. We'll catch you in the next one very soon.